Library. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create this Laugh a Little card featuring the 5/8 of an inch grosgrain satin ribbons from May Arts. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you how you can enter to win the May Arts Ribbon Collection prize pack. So let's get started. You're going to need a 4 1/4 by 11 inch piece of pretty in pink cardstock. You're going to crease along that or score along that, the center point at 5.5 inches. Then you're going to crease that score line with your bone folder to create a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch card base. You can set aside your bone folder. You're then going to need a piece of designer paper that measures 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And here I'm using the Colored Dots pattern found in the Springtime collection from Echo Park. I'm also using a 4 inch by 5 1/4 inch piece of Raspberry Fizz cardstock from Paper Tray. You're going to center and stick your designer paper to your Raspberry Fizz cardstock with some double-sided adhesive, leaving equal borders on all 4 sides. Once you have your designer paper stuck down to your Raspberry Fizz, you're going to center and stick this to your card base with some Stampin' Dimensionals. So go ahead and place some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of your Raspberry Fizz cardstock, and then you're going to center and stick that to your card base. So once you have it stuck down to your card base, you can set this aside for a moment. You're going to need a scrap piece of pretty in pink cardstock. I'm going to be using the Jet Black Archival ink from Ranger. And I'm going to be using a greeting, and this is the greeting that is found in the Hero Arts stamp set that is called Live Life. So you're going to stamp your greeting onto your scrap piece of cardstock. And once you have that stamped, then you're going to die cut that using one of the labels found in the Labels 1 collection from Spellbinders. And I'm going to die cut this and emboss this using the Grand Caliber. So now I'm back from my Grand Caliber, and I've die cut my greeting from my Labels 1 label, and this is the 3rd largest label in the collection that I've die cut that, but you can die cut your greeting however you wish, depending on which greeting you're using. So now I'm going to take my paper snips, and I'm just going to snip off the bottom section just over 1/2 inch, just cut off that bottom of my label just because I don't want it to show through on the front of my card. So now you can set aside your ink and your greeting, and you can bring back your card base, and you can stick this down to the front of your card using your double-sided adhesive, just leaving equal borders on the top, left, and right-hand sides of your label. So now we want to cover this bottom section of our greeting, and I'm going to do so by using some of May Art's beautiful pink satin grosgrain ribbon here, and this is a 16 inch piece of ribbon, and we want to create a bow. So you can set aside your card base for a moment, and we're going to create this faux bow. You're going to need this 16 inch piece of ribbon as well as another section that is 2 inches, and you want to create a 4 inch bow. We're not actually going to tie it, you're just going to fold over 1 loop, and here's where your grid paper comes in quite handy. You want to make your second loop so that measures the 4 inches, so you just want it to sit just like this, and it's just kind of crisscrossed at the back, and I have my 2 loops that are at that 4 inches across, which will give me that large loop on the front. You could make it a little bit bigger, maybe about 4 1/4 inches, so that it'll be stretched right across the whole front of the card. Then you're going to take your 2 inch piece, lie it across the center of your bow, or your looped ribbon here, fold this over, and you just want to take a hot glue gun and create this faux bow. So just add a small dot of hot glue at the back of that 2-inch piece of ribbon, folding this over, and that will secure your ribbon in the middle. So you have this pretty bow that is still, you can still play with the length a little bit. Then I'm just going to take my ribbon scissors and I'm going to cut my tails off on slight angles, keeping it still longer than the 4 inches. So you can set aside your ribbon scissors as well as your tail end pieces. You're going to bring your card base back in, and you want this to sit over the cut end of your greeting like that. You're going to hot glue this down. So just place a little bit of hot glue directly to the card, and I'm going to place it on the bottom of my greeting in a few dots, just like that. Then you're going to take your bow here, and you're going to stick this right to the card to that hot glue. Once that's in place, you want to let that dry for a moment, and then you're going to take a couple of dots of hot glue and stick that down on the inside of your bow, just making sure that your bow doesn't move. So I'm just adding a small dot just in the center part so that my bow doesn't shift. Now you could leave your card like that, or you could embellish it a little bit further. I'm choosing to embellish it a little bit farther, and I've gone ahead and I've created these beautiful rosettes out of my satin ribbon. And there is a video on how to create these on the Paper Crafters Library for those that are members of the Paper Crafters Library. If you are not, then you can always choose to make some ribbon rosettes on your own, or you can use some embellished already created rosettes to embellish the front of your card. So I'm going to stick these down to the front of my card just like so, and I'm going to do so with some hot glue. So just take some hot glue and place that on the back of each of your flowers, and then stick that to your card. You want to give it a minute to set. So just repeat that, clustering them on the center of your ribbon bow. And once those have set, you are finished and you have this beautiful Laugh a Little greeting card. I hope you enjoyed stamping with me. So let's take a look at this week's Freebie Friday prize pack. As part of the collection, you'll receive 2 yards of each of these ribbons in 5 different colors. They are the May Arts beautiful satin grosgrain ribbons. So they have satin down one side and grosgrain down the other in these beautiful spring-like colors. All you have to do to enter to win this collection pack is to visit the Paper Crafters Library blog. Enter a comment in the post you see here. If you're watching this video from somewhere other than our blog, you'll find a direct link to this post in the video description section. While you're there, I invite you to check out our video library by clicking on the video library link at the top of our blog. Whether you're a beginner looking to learn the basics or an advanced paper crafter looking to learn new skills and techniques, you'll find it all here. Stamping, card making, scrapbooking, and altered art, we cover it all. With over 700 videos currently in our library and new videos added almost daily, we are the largest and most comprehensive online library of video tutorials for paper crafters on the internet. We invite you to visit our library and see what we're all about. The winner for this week's giveaway will be announced on our blog on Friday, March 30th. See you on the blog.